What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzly homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, we're going to talk about what Draymond Green has to say about the Desmond Bane trade and what it means for you and I as Grizzlies fans. Listen to what he has to say.
All right, where does the Bane trade leave the Memphis Grizzlies?
I think it leaves Memphis sort of in the same position that they were in. Not that Desmond Bane is just easy replaceable, but they still got Jaren. They still got Jaren. They still got Ja. They got a young Zach Edey. They got a young Jalen Wells. They got a young G.G. Jackson. They got a young Scottie Pippen. So I think it leaves them like, again, I always say this. I don't think, and I try to tell people this, all organizations ain't trying to win championships. Here they are. That's essentially a shred salary cap move for Memphis. Take all the picks back, shred some salary cap, see what we can do with these young guys. But if we can't really, and it don't matter, we got all these picks for the future, right? That's a salary cap move. So where does it leave them? I think it should be clear as day to Ja. You got to understand how this business works. Clear as day is that organization really trying to win a championship? When I see the move, I say, no, you're worried about other things and you're pulling away, but y'all just pulling back the taxes. Y'all pulling back. Y'all don't want to get the tax. So you let, but this has been a thing with them. This has been a thing with Memphis. They've been doing it over and over again. They had a team where it seemed like they had a chance. They let they send DeAnthony Melton away to Philly. They let Kyle Anderson walk, right? Now you fast forward, it's Bane. So this is a thing for them. I think they're a team that don't want to get to the tax, and they make moves based on that. That's why I think this leaves Memphis.
Now, I know Memphis fans have a lot of beef with Draymond as a Warrior, as how many times he's eliminated us out of the playoffs. But there's one thing we can admit. The Grizzlies never denied that they were in pursuit of Draymond Green when he was a free agent. So, obviously, he had some interest in playing for the Grizzlies. Now, with this statement here, this kind of perked my ears up because this is something similar to what I have been thinking, especially this season. Now, I started thinking this about 3 seasons ago, but it really didn't make sense to me because my brain just could not comprehend that somebody would own an NBA team. I mean, I know people own an NBA team and they're not trying to win a title. Sometimes you don't have the players, but we're talking about a team that had Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane, all under 25 years old, all were on rookie contracts. And this team, we've watched, this team actually did nothing. This organization did nothing to support those guys. Nothing. They didn't bring any veterans. I mean, if you want to call Luke Kennard and Marcus Smart veterans that helped them, but we've all known what we needed, and that is a big wing, and they never brought that piece in. And my first instinct of they are a cheap organization is when they came off that first 56-win season, if you can remember back then, and we started the next season with salary cap space. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about not only were the Grizzlies under the luxury tax level, they came off a second best record in the entire league season, and they did not have enough salary on their roster to even reach the salary cap. You got to remember that they had some injuries and they did some signings late in the season that brought them above the salary cap. But when they started that season, they had salary cap space. And I was like, I have never seen a team that was trying to win games do something like that. And I'm pretty sure I said something about that on this channel. Now, maybe I'll go back and try to find that video and do a short with it. And then, you see, just like what Draymond was saying, DeAnthony Melton leaves, Kyle leaves, Dylan leaves, Steve-O leaves, everybody leaves. Not only that, then there was this clue. Marcus Smart was brought in, we were traded for him, and he just came in just out of shape, totally out of shape, fat as hell. Came in out of shape. And the team covered for him. Then he came in the next season out of shape. And I was like, wait a minute. He just doesn't give a damn. And, that was crazy. And then you had Kevin Durant saying he didn't want to play in Memphis. Jimmy Butler saying he didn't want to play in Memphis. And I was like, wait, come on now. What's going on? The Grizzlies had a nice young core. They're one of the best teams in the league. And these guys who were itching to win championships did not want to come here to play. Just didn't make sense. I don't care about the small market stuff. These players don't have to live here in the offseason. I'm talking about these guys did not want to. Kevin Durant could have came to Memphis, especially like 3 years ago. Came to Memphis before he went to Phoenix and actually cemented his legacy by winning a title here. Hell, getting us to the finals would have cemented his legacy. But he did not want to come to Memphis. Jimmy Butler did not want to come to Memphis, even though he would have been the perfect fit for this team at small forward, power forward, playing for this team. If we could have had Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Jalen Wells, Jimmy Butler, and Jaren Jackson closing games. It would have been crazy. Death lineup. But he wanted no parts of it. And I was just thinking, I said, what's going on? And then the Marcus Smart trade happened. And I saw a team that was second in the West do a salary cap move at the trade deadline. And I was like, wait a minute. This team gave up a first round pick to get off of salary. The same team that was squabbling about the protections on a first round pick to pick up Dorian Finney-Smith a month prior. They did not want to give up that first to pick up Dorian Finney-Smith and give up Luke Kennard. They preferred to give up that first round pick to cut salary. And that's when the sirens went off for me. And I said, I am a fan of the new age Los Angeles Clippers. A cheap team faking the funk that is, and I'm not talking about the new Clippers with the new owners. I'm talking about Donald Sterling's Clippers. A team just is faking the funk. They're steadily rotating young players in. The only difference is they have re-signed their young players to max contracts, some of them, but everybody else gets traded away or, their contract just expires. They don't bring them back. And it was crazy. This is a team with two young, multi-time all-stars, a defensive player of the year, a guy that was 22 and finished in the top 7 in the MVP ballot in Ja Morant. And they haven't even tried to win. Haven't tried. They haven't made any trades to try. So that is why I really think this team, this organization, not the team, the players are trying. The organization is unserious. The fact that they didn't have a coaching search, unserious. The fact that Zach Kleiman still has his job, unserious. The fact that they traded Desmond Bane for lesser players, unserious. The fact that they traded Marcus Smart and Jake LaRavia for nothing and gave up a pick just so they can save money. Unserious. This team has done nothing that would tell you or show you that they are seriously trying to compete in the NBA. This is basically just a financial hold for Robert Parra. He is an unserious owner. Unserious owner. That's why he doesn't even bother to come to Memphis, because he's just waiting for the time where this team has enough value where he can sell it and get his money back. And I'm pretty sure he's just waiting so he can pocket the expansion fees that are coming later. He can pocket them like he's been pocketing the luxury tax distribution from the real teams that are trying to win, while he fakes the funk in Memphis. So Grizz fans, what do you think? Do you actually think this organization has shown any signs of being a serious contending team? A team that is serious about trying to win an NBA championship? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.